gonna start this video the same way I did a couple of others concerning Lian Li products. When they do a product, they don't just add RGB. They actually invent and reorganize the case, product in general, let's put it this way, in terms of to get you guys more features of it. So in this case, in this scenario, we have O11D Evo Rgb that doesn't only have additional RGB strips on the top and on the bottom. It has loads of other functionalities that other past cases don't. And this case is actually an advanced version to the original O11D Evo. And I know it's a short period between two cases, and to release something that is more advanced, but in this scenario I definitely approve this one, because building inside this case, and I mean, it's not drastical, don't get me wrong, it's not drastical, but the slight improvements, and I don't know if I could call them slight improvements, because they did present loads of cool features, and we'll get to each of those in this video. So stay tuned and check out literally the whole video if you can and if you stay, because it's going to be a long one as per usual for the Lian Li products. So let's break it down and start with the, of course, radiator support and fan support. So as you can see, you can mount loads of fans inside this case, as well as in the O11D Evo. You can go with 3 on the side, 3 on the bottom, 3 on the top, and 1 at the rear. The rear stays the same with 120. The bottom can accommodate 120 3 times or 140 3 times as well, the side as well and top as well. But when we're talking about the radiator support, we have 360 here, 360 on the side and 360 at the bottom. But the thing that actually bugged me, and I really wanted to use the TL LCD fans 140 reverse fans right here on the side. And I was kind of curious, you know, because you can't remove the side panel, mount the fans and place it inside the case like you can do with 3120. In this scenario, when you decide to place 3140 on the side, and this is what they also stated in their brochure and on their official website, is that when mounting the 140, you don't have the openings for the screws, for the top 2 screws on the fans and bottom 2 screws on the fans. And they actually said it's quite alright because of the locking mechanism between the middle top and middle bottom, so it kind of fixates it properly and doesn't create additional vibrations, so you don't have to worry about it. So you only need 8 screws to mount the 140 on the side, and that's quite alright. When removing them and placing them, well, basically when placing them, I would suggest placing the cable up front, so you'll be at ease when actually just placing them inside. And of course, place them before everything else, because basically there's no room to push them inside. But they can fit. It can fit and it works, and you'll see from the close-ups, it's really cool. So, what's there left to say when we're talking about the front, the interior here when we check it out? So, you have also the possibility to remove this middle pole right here, so it doesn't obstruct the view, and the both tempered glass front and side panels are actually cut by 45 degrees, so when they blend in quite nicely together, and you have only one single thin line going right here in the middle, so it's not that visible and it's really aesthetically pleasing, I do have to admit. Next in line, you don't have any screws for the tempered glass, so you don't have to remove the top panel to untie 1 screw here and 2 screws there. And for O11 Vision, we had to remove 4 screws on the side, removing the side panel, the front side panel next to the tempered glass. Here you just pop out, and be careful, because the tempered glass on front and on the side go in some sort of hinges, and they tilt just by a couple of degrees, just enough to remove them from the case. On top they attach with pegs, so there's that. But the important thing, and why it's so cool this case, you already get pre-installed LED strips on top and on the bottom, which can be adjusted with additional buttons on the side. So you have modes and you have color and brightness selection that you can adjust, which is fairly simple. You just connect the SATA cable to power it on, and that's it if you're going with just adjusting it by yourself, and that's still straightforward and quite alright. Additionally to that, we have a power on button and a reset button, which is also straightforward. You have a single cable that goes into the front panel jack, and you don't have to fiddle around with additional headers. Since I'm mentioning the I/O ports on the bottom, which is totally removable and adjustable depending on the orientation of the case, because you can flip it around and do wonders with it. You can also adjust the I/O ports on the bottom, which you have 3.5mm 4-pole jack for your headset and for your microphone. Then you have two USB 3.0 and you have USB Type-C, which is, I would say, still quite straightforward and enough for everything because you have a quite simple access at the back. Now, since I covered here everything, except of course the top panel is removable, the bottom panel is removable, and the side panel for mounting the radiators and the fans for, I would say, ease of mounting. Because otherwise it would be really, it won't be difficult because we're already used to it, but it would be a bit harder to mount the bottom fans. You need to flip the case, you have to hold the radiator or the fans here at the top to mount them at the top. This is straightforward. Remove the panel, place the fans, place the radiators, and push it back in. That's all there is to it. Now, at the back, what we have is two compartments. Even though it's a two-compartment case, we have two, I would call them still compartments. One is for two 3.5-inch hard drive bays, and the other one is for your power supply. Now, the interesting part and what I really like about this, and it gives you full modularity on deciding where you're going to place your hard drives and power supply, is that you can swap both. If you decide to place your power supply on the top part where the hard drives are, you can just mount the bracket that holds the power supply on top and place the hard drives at the bottom. This gives you an option to reroute the cables as you wish and as you desire, giving you a possibility to, if you don't use hard drives, remove them completely, and that's it. So yeah, quite straightforward. And the hard drives have two positions, so if you really want to use the maximum out of it, you can push the hard drive cages upwards, then fixate them with the thumb screw on the upward position so they don't slide down, because after all, hard drive do add some weight to the hard drive cage. Or if you just want to leave them as it is, you can just mount them because you have two holes for the thumb screw at the back, which is outstanding. This case also has a bit more, I think a bit more Velcro ties than the original O11D Evo. This gives you an option to reroute the cables at the back quite nicely, giving you a possibility to actually use loads of cables, extenders, controllers, and still have the 3.5-inch hard drives. Now, one more thing that is new, and we'll get to loads of other stuff as we go on, but on the side where you have the three 140mm fans, you have actually brackets for your SSDs, and you can place them there, and they're quite easy removable. So you just press it's not a crocodile clip, it's just a regular clip. You have two brackets, each of those has two clips, and slide out those brackets. Quite easy, quite simple, quite straightforward. I don't have to go into details about that because you guys that are still wanting to use 2.5-inch SSDs in such builds that are more aesthetically pleasing than a regular build that is designed for storage or anything similar to that, you can still use that, and basically you're going to sacrifice the fans because it kind of obstructs the airflow. So it's either this or either storage or the fans. Now for the L-shaped diffused LED, it's really nice because it really is solidly diffused, and I mean solidly, it's perfectly diffused, and you don't have individual LEDs, which is outstanding. Of course, you have two mode buttons up and down. You have the color button and color brightness button. 14 lighting modes, which are available on the front controller with 5 different brightness levels. And you can also connect with 5 volts addressable RGB 3-pin header to your motherboard and control it directly through that. Now we have two motherboard modes, and this is quite interesting. The side of the grommets and the mounting points of the motherboard standoffs are adapted to fit the motherboard in low mode and high mode. So it all depends on your desired mounting position of the motherboard. If you go in the low mode, which is a default mode, you have more room available at the top for a thicker radiator. And in low mode, you get more space at the top for thick radiators or fan combos, while in the high mode, you free up the space for the bottom for some other purposes, like using the same for, I don't know, radiators, or similar to that if you desire to go with a custom loop. At the I/O shield opening, the toolless plastic cover can be removed and placed at the bottom to reorganize the motherboard position. So the cooling support, as already stated, in low mode at the top you can go with 3 120mm fans or 3 140mm fans, and you can go with 280, 360 or 420 radiator at the top. At the back we can go with 120mm fan, then on the side we can go with 3 120 or 3 140mm fans or 280 or 360 radiator. At the bottom the same configuration as on the side, and in the high mode you can basically go with the same configuration. For the 420mm radiator at the top, you get the brackets which are included in the accessory box, so you can adjust it and place the 420 at the top if you desire to do so. Now in the low mode, where we're talking about the cooling clearance, the top has 103.8mm of clearance. With 420 radiator bracket you have 83.4mm of clearance. When we're talking about the bottom, for 3 140mm fans you have 30mm of clearance, and for the 4-slot GPU 72mm of clearance. In high mode we have top 83.5mm of clearance. With the 420mm radiator we have 63.1, and at the bottom we have clearance for the 3 140mm fan, and for the 4-slot GPU 92.3mm. The side mounting mechanism for the fans or the radiator, you have two options. You can push it forward or you can push it inside the case. This gives you an option to go with a push-pull combination, or you just want to push the radiator and the fans inside, giving, I don't know, some diversity, visual aspects or whatever. So in regular mode you have clearance from the bracket to the inner part 83.2mm, while in the main chamber at the back we have 30mm of space. In the reverse mode you have full space of 113.7mm of clearance. Well, you can go with either, it's all up to you to decide what you want to do actually. O11D Evo Rgb keeps the same ability as the O11D Evo to be fully reversed for you guys that actually prefer their computer located on the left side. And this happens when you switch the top panel with the bottom panel of the case, and you can quickly actually switch everything around and you don't need any extra accessories. As already stated, most likely they have more cable management, routing canals, velcro ties and those metal parts. One is metal part right in the middle, which can be placed in two locations depending on the power supply, so you can reroute it, replace it and give you more space for the power supply mounting. Then we have two velcro ties which have some sort of a special tie that kind of locks the cables in place and gives more sturdiness. And then we have two standard velcro ties, one at the top where you have two huge rubber grommets, and one at the bottom, I don't know, for power supply or whatever you wish to do so. Also at the back we have some hinges here that you can reroute the cables coming from the motherboard directly here at the bottom near the power supply. So this gives you an option to tie them up together and have a quite nice cable management even at the back of the case. When we're talking about the storage support, on the side, as I mentioned, where the fans are, you can go with 4 2.5-inch SSDs or 2 3.5-inch hard drives. At the middle plate, which is flippable on both sides, you can go with 2 2.5-inch SSDs. And when we're talking about the caddies, the cages, you can go either with 2 2.5-inch SSDs or 2 3.5-inch hard drives. Additional accessories, you can go with vertical GPU kit, upright GPU kit, front mesh kit, and the modular I/O kit V2, which gives you two USB 3.0 ports and one USB Type-C, which can be clipped on any position that you desire. The same thing as we did with the O11D Evo. It comes in two colors, so we have black and white, full white, so only the rubber grommets are a bit grayish. The pricing is also outstanding. So the O11D Evo Rgb Black is 159 MSRP and the O11D Evo Rgb White is 169.99 MSRP. This time I didn't do any benchmarks when we were talking about thermals regarding the case and the fans, since you already seen the O11D Evo build and you already seen the thermals over there. The only difference that you could see here is with the Unifan TL and Unifan TL LCD fans, and basically that's it. But this time I decided to remove that part because after all you've seen loads of content regarding benchmarks and thermals inside this case. What I can say is it was really enjoyable to build inside this case, definitely while removing the panels for the fans, and well, that's basically the same as the O11D Evo. But regarding the new functionalities, switching the hard drive cage with the power supply cage, depending on your desires and possibilities and what you want to do with this case, adding the LED strip on top and bottom, which can be also switched off if you don't want to have them turn them on. But let's be really honest, if you go with, and this is my personal opinion, if you go with a static color as this, or you have some other priorities or preferences, red, blue, yellow, green, whatever, purple, whatever you desire, depending on the cables also, because I presume if you build such a PC, you're definitely going to go either with Streamer Plus V2 or you're going to go with custom sleeved cables. You'll most likely have some color to make it more personal, right? So I think the LED strip on top and bottom is just something, when we're talking about visual aspect, is just something that was missing from the O11D Evo. And I do need to take both sides, right? Because I have to take everything into consideration. For you RGB lovers, static color in your PC lovers, or however you want to call it, this is just something that is cherry on the top. And for the functionalities, space and everything else, especially giving you a possibility to raise the motherboard up or down, revert the case completely, switch, of which I already said, the hard drive cage with the power supply cage, changing everything here inside the case, giving you loads of options additionally to everything. And yeah, this case is quite outstanding, I do have to say. So all in all, big thumbs up for this case. Finally, I'm gonna give it a PC Crazy approved badge, because it has literally everything. So yeah, there's that. Guys, you know what I'm going to do now. You have the links for the Lian Li O11D Evo Rgb black and white in the description below. I'll even add the Galahad 2 LCD alongside with the Unifan TL LCD and Unifan TL in black, so you can match it with this, maybe copy this setup, even though if you go with 7900 X3D, you'll definitely go with a bit stronger GPU, because this is a 4070. And there's that. Guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you get more insights about the radiator positions, thickness, motherboard position, and all the other configuration that you could do inside this case. And if you did find enough information that you were asking yourself about everything, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and click the notification bell. And hopefully, guys, I'll see you quite shortly in a new one. Bye bye.